of the season, 9 goals, 2 assists. And Cheka will take the shot, and this one save made as the rebound trickles wide, and it'll be grabbed and recovered by Maddie Conklin.
Maddie Conklin, what a great hustle play that was right there. You know, again, we talked before the game about, you know, Long Beach winning most of those 50-50 ground balls. I'm going to tell you, I kind of feel like North Shore has held their own on those open plays.
Now the wing, Cheka. And Podaris, good skip pass. Opening for Green. And she picks up the foul on Callahan. Great skip pass from Sarah Cheka to create that.
Yeah, the skip passes are the best part if you can get them where, you know, they can't jump them. That's what you have to pick and choose your skip passes.
Green has both for North Shore, and she fires wide.
It's tough, you know, this is what Sarah Resnick does to you. When she starts to make a few saves and she gets into that flow, she kind of makes you feel like you have to make that perfect shot, and that's when you start missing the cage, shanking it, hitting pipes, everything but getting it in.
The Vikings having backup behind from Sarah Cheka. Green looking for a cutter. Now it's Hannah Moran. Moran only a sophomore, but she's in her second year starting. North Shore is very young, but they do have a lot of experience in terms of years starting and games played.
Well, I also think you made the point, Ralph, that they play multiple sports, these girls. It's not like they're just lacrosse-specific kids, and this is their first time starting. They probably started in other sports and other seasons.
Particularly here as we approach June, they are seasoned competitors and athletes, particularly at a small school like North Shore where you're not playing on rosters of 20 in varsity basketball.
No.
You're it.
Yeah, that's very true. And this is smart. They're playing good possession. You know, the way to stay in this game is to keep it out of Long Beach's stick on offense.
Sheeran turns, and that shot hitting Resnick in the foot. She looked behind her, but the ball has been a magnet here for Sarah Resnick.
Well, that's the thing about Sarah Resnick. You have to get to her early, because if you don't and she gets into her flow, she's like a magnet to the ball. I mean, everything just, she's always in the right spot. She's always moving, and she's always aggressive. So she's just one of those kids that, you know, you really do have to get to her a little early.
It's as if her foot sensed that the ball was coming, not the rest of the body.
Not surprising, though. She's always in the right spot.
So after the long possession, that's the 5th save already for Resnick. And North Shore unable to come out with anything with under 5 minutes to go. Resnick transition, Whalen ahead, and Whalen finishes. That's a Long Beach kind of transition. Whalen on the receiving end.
Yeah, that was a beautiful play. That was set up from one end to the other, no hesitation. You know, there was absolutely no doubt that this is what they were going to do. I mean, just over the top, and that pass looks harder than it is. You know, you look at it and you think, oh, look, she's standing there wide open. But it's that flat pass, you know, when someone's standing right in front of you, it's that, I shouldn't say flat, it's more than the lead pass where the defenders are in your way and you have to kind of put your stick up and get it. Those are a little more difficult. So she made it look real easy, though.
Candy Whalen's in her junior season, going to be huge next year, too. And look at the draw number. Whalen will be part of that. That's her 17th, and she's a very scrappy player, valuable between the lines.
This is a big year, though, for Long Beach. They are losing, I'm going to say, you know, some of their more important players, you know, but they have set the bar for the younger players for sure.
Green to goal. Green is cut off, still shooting, and she missed cage. Just bothered enough by Megan Sofield, who came over there to at least prevent the layup attempt.
She sure did, and she just rode her. You know, she didn't do anything crazy, didn't swing her stick, and that's a big mistake that a lot of players make, is they go for that stick check. That was unnecessary. All you have to do when you have a good goalie is ride her to a bad angle and then let everybody else do their job.
And there was no backup there on that shot. So here is Resnick looking for an outlet and fires through traffic. It'll be knocked down by Maddie Conklin. So good job there by North Shore with their riding. It's forced a couple of giveaways today. And Madeline Conklin will step in.
Boy, Conklin's played great today. She's really won a lot of those gutsy ground balls for her team.
She's been a 3-year starter here in lacrosse. Varsity field hockey, high school All-American, 5 years on the varsity in that sport. And just a great story with the Conklin sisters, Frankie and Maddie. They were both diagnosed with cystic fibrosis when they were young, and North Shore as a program is involved in the annual cystic fibrosis game. They played MacArthur this year. They raised over $1,600, and the Make-A-Wish Foundation congratulated them, and the Conklins are a big part of that. And they are not disrupted from a quality point of life. Their athletes obviously here and the fall. There's no breaks for the two of them.
No, absolutely not. That's an unbelievable story, but it is also so inspirational. And to think, how far medicine has come in the last 20, 30 years. So
we have a timeout called by Long Beach. Maddie Conklin was diagnosed when she was in the 4th grade, but doing a variety of therapies. She's continuing her lacrosse and field hockey careers and all the way into college.
Unbelievable. What a testament to the person that she is off the field. I mean, you and I are here to talk about sports, but this transcends it by leaps and bounds to think that you're not going to let anything stand in your way. And not only that, not just to be a part of it, but to excel as well.
Because of the severity of her disease, Maddie was granted a wish from the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Her dream was to go surfing in Hawaii, and she got that opportunity about 5 years ago. Well, she's part of this North Shore team that earned a 5 seed in Nassau County Class B. Maybe the deepest bracket and section that there is on Long Island, because when you factor in the top 3 super teams of Wantagh, Garden City, and Manhasset, but they did well, 16-4 over the 12 seed Roslyn in the first round, and they went 3-6 this year in Conference 1, the ability-based group. And Megan McCormick, Tracy, did not let her team go soft in the non-conference either. A win over Sacred Heart. Bronxville from Section 1 is traditionally a very good smaller school program in New York State. So they put together a very good non-league 2. Port Washington as well, who they lost to by a goal. Port had a great year in Conference 2.
Still playing. Port just upset Syosset, the county champion from last year. So they're going to move on to play Massapequa on Tuesday. That's how your team gets better, though. You don't shy away from competition. You constantly make sure that you show your team either we're going to compete or I'm going to show you where we want to get to. And for North Shore, you can see they're not backing down from anybody. They're not backing down from anything. They've had more than one injury. Johansson's just the latest in an actual string of injuries that they've gone through, and they just seem to keep on going.
And here are the Marines. They've won 4 out of 5. The lone loss at the hands of number 1 seed Garden City by a 20-8 final, but that was only 8-2 at the half. And they battled Cold Spring Harbor. Well, only lost to Manhasset by a goal on April the 15th, 9-8. So they've also been right there as a program, and a couple early 11-6 losses to Rocky Point and Wantagh. So for Long Beach, you might make the case best regular season they've ever had as a program, because they went 4-5 in the ability-based Conference 1. No
doubt about it. And you have to look, though, at their team right now, where they're at. You have the senior class, Bartow, Callahan, Paige Rogoff gets in, sometimes Chernoff, Pyle, Breglia, and Rafferty. That is no small sampling of leadership and continuity, and this is their time. If it didn't happen this year, you wonder when it was going to happen. And it has happened as it should have happened, and now the bar is set at Long Beach, where Coach Ray was hoping that it would be.
And here we are at Long Beach High School following the Marines timeout. Ralph Bednarczyk, Tracy Wiener, again, Nassau County Class B quarterfinal winner. In all likelihood will get the number 1 seed Garden City in the next round. But you want to get through this one to just reach the semifinals and likely join those other big 3 of Garden City, Manhasset, and Wantagh, which creates, for a county classification, a super bracket. There may not be another bracket around the country that has that kind of depth to it. As here on the drive, Whalen, throwback, and she had Resnick open. Lacey will win the run to the end line, and a missed chance there for Long Beach.
Sure, and that was a pass anyway, so it didn't have to be a race at all. You just wanted to make sure Long Beach didn't get it. Only a shot would be closest to the ball. The pass, it's a change of possession. But if you saw right there, North Shore went to the double lock for the timeout. So I wonder if the timeout worked almost against Long Beach, because it allowed North Shore to get into a different defensive set. Yeah, they locked off Rafferty and Breglia.
Yeah, great point. And now North Shore, the transition, Hannah Moran. Final 2 minutes, and we'll see how the Vikings may play it. Olivia Schatz, and the pass dropped, and it'll be recovered by Cheka.
And again, that's another 50-50 ground ball that North Shore comes up with. It's keeping them in this game. And you know, it'd be interesting to see if they hold for the last shot and either go down by 1 or tied, which I think would be amazing.
Cheka, who's played well here today. She'll play at one of the new Division I programs, Coastal Carolina.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful school.
Almost a vacation spot, frankly.
Without a doubt.
you know, it is absolutely a vacation spot. To the front, there's the pass, Podaris, and Sheeran will recover. And Sheeran, good pass to the inside. Green, and she missed a great look.
Green is really pressing, and what Alana has to do right now is take a deep breath and just play her game and not try to, you know, pinpoint these shots. I mean, you want to obviously not just throw anything at the cage, but she's really starting to shank them and pull them a little too wide.
And there is such a thing, in your opinion, to shoot too perfect.
Yes, absolutely. Attack is all instinctual. You can't really, you know, just get it and go.
Green can't face, dodges her way through the double at the top of the 8-meter, continues to work hard against Daisy Willard. And here's the cross-checking call, and you see the bodies that surround her. Also, freshman midfielder Jillian Canner, who just got into the game earlier for Long Beach too, and freshman midfielder off the bench Hannah Lewis for the Marines. So here's Green, path to goal, and this time perfect enough. For the third time, Alana Green has all the goals for the Vikings. They've tied it here late in the first half.
Now this is a smart shot by Green. That's what I'm talking about. You watch here, as the defense collapses on her, the only thing that Resnick can see would be a high shot. See, her stick is up high. She's ready for it. She's trying to find it. So what you need to do is, while the defense is collapsing, you need to bounce it in there, because that's going to take her the longest time to react.
What a moment here for Alana Green. 5 goals against Long Beach the first time. She's had explosions this year, but as we said, a much different role because she doesn't have the assistance of their leading scorer, Kelly Johansson.
Well, for me, it'd be interesting to see in the second half if Long Beach would go to locking off Green, because it's very difficult. You know, you can lock and stay in the backer, but a lot of teams don't do that.
Pass for Green. She's able to recover. Final seconds of the first. Schatz driving the goal, save made by Resnick.
Interesting play right there. She didn't have to force it as bad as she did.
And now a chance for Siobhan Rafferty with 5. Rafferty with 3. Can she get the final shot? Down low, Bralia could not. So how about North Shore able to at least put some of the emotional disappointment and discouragement behind them for losing their outstanding 4-year starter, Kelly Johansson, for the season. And they have certainly forgotten about that. They've played here with great emotion, and we are even in this quarterfinal at 3-3.
I love it. Coach is so excited. She's the first one out there, Coach McCormick. And, you know, I have to say, although it is 3-3, and you don't want to make one team seem better than the other, if I'm Long Beach, I'm kind of bummed out a little bit that maybe I'm not winning this game.
We're back with first half highlights from Long Beach on Verizon Bios 1 Sports. We're tied at 3 as we start the second half. Tracy, let's have a look at our first half highlights. North Shore getting the game's first goal early.
Absolutely. It has been an Alana Green highlight for the North Shore Vikings here. You know, that's a great first goal to get them started. And again, she's been the go-to player. Breglia comes in with the tie. Nice move. At that point, North Shore says, all right, you're done. We're not going to let you touch the ball anymore. And then you have Baby Resnick right there. You know, she does a great job of getting open, burying the shot, and now it's Green again, getting herself in. Good lefty shot. And again, that pass looks harder than it is. Whalen puts them up 3-2, but Green says, you know, not so fast as we go to halftime. Let's just finish this game where we started at 0-0. She makes a great move off of the 8-meter and buries it.
12-9 of the shots for North Shore, 6 saves in goal for Sarah Resnick of Long Beach.
Yeah, Sarah's really, you know, the heart and soul of this team. They can take a lot of chances on defense because of her ability in the cage.
So if you're Rachel Ray here of Long Beach, Tracy, what do you think the message was to her team?
I think she wants them to be a little more aggressive on offense and, you know, see what they're doing. if they're locking off Bregley, if they're going to do the double lock and get Rafferty as well, then everybody else has to step up. We'll play 5-on-5, because then I think athletically they probably match up a little bit better. I would pull both of those girls out, and I would go 5-on-5 for a little while.
Katie Whalen for Long Beach, and Alana Green of North Shore wins the draw, and then is fouled by Katie Brelia. And meanwhile, if you're Megan McCormick in North Shore, how elated are you the way your team came out and responded after losing your 4-year star and leading scorer, Kelly Johansson, just essentially last night prior to the game, learning she has a season-ending knee injury?
Yeah, you'd be so proud of this team, and that's the message you tell them, but you tell them being proud isn't enough. We're in this game to win it. So if you got us this far, guys, let's finish the job.
They'll bring in 8th grader Gabby Scott for the first time on midfield. Check her to goal, and she picks up shooting space. So a very late slide, and Sarah Cheka was open on the wing.
She hit the pipe on that one. She actually took a really good shot. I don't think Resnick thought she was even going to get that shot off. And it was well placed and right off the pipe.
Sarah Cheka, because of the injury, is now just one of 2 seniors that start and may play in this game for North Shore. Cheka to the left hand, and the save. It was fought off by the handle there, handcuffing Resnick.
It was. I mean, that's a nice play. She went to the left hand, and because she took it on the weak side, she really didn't get an opportunity to pick a corner. So she did go center cage, and Resnick's always going to swallow that up.
And a nice job Long Beach defensively. Megan Sofield caused a bad pass. And now the Marines with Resnick looking for the clear. These two teams meeting back in early April, 12-9. North Shore with a come-from-behind win. They climbed out of a 4-1 first-half deficit. Kaylee Callahan. And she'll work it through to the middle to Caitlin Pyle, senior midfielder that does a lot of the between-the-lines work. Pyle is going to look to potentially play club lacrosse at the University of Arizona next year. And who knows, maybe they will have a team in the not-so-distant future for her to try out for in their initial stages, because Arizona State has announced a team in the last year. But they'll have one starting, I believe, in the 2017
They will.
spring.
My friend Courtney Connor Martinez is going to be
17 or 18?
17.
17.
Yep.
So there'll be already a few Long Islanders committed to play for that program already.
Most definitely.
And I'm sure there'll be a shuttle eventually. Katie Brelia to goal, and she beats Lacey Lowe.
And again, when Brelia gets the ball, she probably was told by coach, all right, it's time for you to take over this game. You're my senior, you're my go-to. They're locking you off, but when you get the ball, do what you have to do. And if you can get your hands free, get a shot off. You'll see right here, goes to the left. She is a lefty, so that, they kind of overplay her a little bit. And again, it's a good shot, in traffic. There was a 3-person screen. You have to keep those on the ground. Those are the ones that are getting in. Anything in the air that the goalie can see, she's going to swallow it up.
So the second for Katie Brelia. Big game, 3 goals, 2 assists to put the Bethpage first-round win away. But she's consistently piled up points, highlighted most of all in Game 3 this season, 2 goals, 6 assists against Massapequa. Siobhan Rafferty now in the draw circle for Long Beach, and Brelia also on the wing gets the job done picking it up. So don't just call her a low attacker as she drives here at the top and then is fouled.
Well, they're going to try to free her up. So what you do in order to free her up where she can't be locked off is you bring her on the other side of the field. You bring her, don't leave her behind the restraining line area there. So put her in the midfield off the draw, let her get free, and let her get some possessions before they lock her.
At the top shooting, and she paints the corner on Lacey. 2 quick goals by one of the co-captains, Katie Brelia.
This shot is just absolutely beautiful. Just playing really smart right now, and this is, again, what you would expect. Left hand gets a great first step, and then just goes non-stick side hip, and that's, like I said before, same for when they scored on Resnick. That's always going to be a goal. It's an impossible save for a goalie to make.
Always was a very good shooter, was Brelia. She's added the assisting part and taken that even to the next level. Last year, 37 goals, 3 more today, so she's matched her junior year. And Long Beach, first time that anybody is led by more than a goal, and Margaret Resnick off the draw And this appears to be a determined Long Beach team here in the first few minutes. Margaret Resnick all the way to goal. She was ridden hard as she turned the corner by April Rowell. And she's going to get herself, looks like a free position from the wing.
She's definitely going to get herself an 8-meter on that. And again, when you ask me what Rachel Ray would tell them, be more aggressive going to goal. And that's exactly what they've done. And you couldn't expect North Shore to keep that pace up. You know, I mean, they haven't gone to the bench at all.
And here's a good trail check from behind there by Rowell. And Rowell causes the turnover, getting a great jump there. She read the cadence of the official, and April Rowell, a sophomore defender, just got the ball back.
Absolutely, and on that play, and again, that's an 8th grade mistake. You just think that no one's going to come behind you, you're going to pull it out, and they're going to let you run the offense.
April Rowell here, Megan McCormick, saying that she was their most improved player coming back off of last year, where she was a backup defender as a freshman. Won a job in the preseason, has been there ever since. Selena Fordich will get it ahead here for the Vikings, and Gabby Scott will stay out here for a shift. So, by my count, she's the only sub that North Shore has had, and it comes here in the second half.
Well, they do need to keep their legs fresh. I mean, they do a lot of work, not only on the defensive end, but when you're playing offense, this is all ball movement.
Cheka, and that's Scott there on the wing. To the front, good look, big save, Resnick. And then the foul coming on the follow-through. It was Ashley Sheeran, the shooter.
Call for a dangerous follow-through, or is she going to get an 8-meter? She's going to get an 8-meter. So, oh, she got pushed after the shot. I see what you're saying.
Sheeran to goal. Resnick the save, and it trickles behind her.
Resnick's feeling it, boy. They're really going to have to take some good shots to get him by her.
And then shooting space for Green. One of Long Island's top goalies, only a sophomore. Green this time shoots and beats her low. What a spectacular shot.
Green is doing everything humanly possible to keep her team in this game. You have to tip your hat to her regardless of what happens in the next 20 minutes. But again, like we said before in the first half, you can't give any team 3 chances to score, Ralph. Eventually they're going to put it in. She takes a nice shot here. Good power. Low. I think, you know, again, Resnick's looking for those shots that she can get her stick to, the high ones. That's just a tough save. She already came up with 2 or 3 of them in that one session alone.
A 4-goal day for Alana Green. Has all the scoring for North Shore. She has 3 of the goals on free position against one of Long Island's top goalies.
Well, what she's doing is being the aggressive one getting to the cage. So therefore, she's going to be the one that gets the free positions because she's the one that's attacking the cage on a regular basis.
And it's going to be Katie Whalen that comes up with the draw for Long Beach. And Whalen with a sprint to goal. And Quinn Lacey may have gotten a piece, but Whalen chases down her own rebound.
Yep, Lacey holds her ground on that, holds her spot, and makes a save.
So Long Beach forced to play some 7-on-7 after trying to get more into a track meet. They've already converted a couple times in transition, notably the goal by Whalen in the first half on the pass from Margaret Resnick. And here Whalen, bothered there outside by Nicolette Nanis. Now in the cut, Siobhan Rafferty to goal. And the late whistle as Rafferty got a step.
Rafferty to get a step. They are going to the double lock on that. And I think they're calling for an empty stick check when she went to catch that pass. They might have clipped the stick. We'll see right here. Here comes the pass. Oh, looks like she came across the body on that one. It's a tough call.
Rafferty charging to goal and hits the shot.
That's a tough play on that. Really, that's a quality shot.
First time today for Siobhan Rafferty after she had some earlier shots. Maybe she would have liked to have gotten back.
Absolutely, but you keep going to goal, and that's the thing about it. This one, she goes over the top. It was actually really good defense on that. She's so tall, though, and right over the top and comes down and places that beautifully. That's what you want to see. Again, it's a 42nd goal this season. You want your main goal scorers to be a part of this game. Yes, you want your role players to step up ultimately, but when you're 3-3, 5-4, those kinds of scores, you need your goal scorers to figure it out.
Siobhan, their second leading scorer, very similar Rachel Ray describes her to class of 2014 midfielder Liz Rourke, now at San Diego State. You just can't take her off the field. Offense, defense, and excellent varsity basketball player, soccer, just does it all. The draw control matchup very even as Sheeran returns for North Shore, and she comes up with a self-draw, and she's an athlete. Sprinted to goal, Sheeran to goal, shooting, and Resnick making the save. And Resnick out of goal will twirl, keep possession, and then fire the calm pass to a teammate. 9 saves for Sarah Resnick.
Sarah Resnick's just a star. She makes life so difficult for these attackers. It's unbelievable.
The skip behind for Candy Brillia. Long Beach threatening to grab their largest lead of the afternoon. They led by 2 at 5-3. Now here 6-4. Lacey making the save, again holding that pipe.
That's Breglia's favorite shot right there. She loves to do that little crease roll, put the stick in her left hand, try to sneak it in. Goal line extended.
Selena Fordich. And nice pass here, Andrea Leota. And Leota, very fast player, will drop it off here for Gabby Scott. So Scott has come on, and she has played the first 8 minutes of this second half. Just an 8th grader coming off of 2 goals. Scored late against Roslyn and mop-up, but an extremely athletic midfielder that's needing to grow up here quickly. And here is Cheka that squeezed through.
You're going to call a charge on Cheka.
And we'll point the other way. So a break for the Marines just as Cheka was about to go in and challenge. Trying to turn the corner, Emma Pfaff.